Hey folks, welcome back. You may notice I have a slightly different setup than normal in that I have selected some AI personalities rather than randomizing them. And you'll see they're all the default personalities. And that's because I am playing the VIP mod pack today. It's probably been the most requested thing from a huge variety of people on my channel. So I'm giving it a shot, and I've been playing a little bit in the background, so I'm kind of familiar with a lot of the changes. I'm by no means an expert in the mod pack, so we'll just have to see how it goes. And I've just selected the default personalities because I'm still figuring out how the AI kind of interact with the changes as well. I've noticed that it is quite a bit different in respect to single player, how the AI kind of function, especially relative to the player and sort of how they progress relative to the player. So for my settings, I'm just doing a normal 2 consonants, 40% land percentage, nothing really unique here. Humankind difficulty on normal pace. I do have pollution effects off, which is the default. I know that VIP has rebalanced the pollution effects, but I'm still just playing with the normal, just Humankind kind of default settings for now. I'll think about turning it on at a later point. So let's get in and see how it goes. All right, so here we are in the nomadic era, and we have a spawn on a coast here. It's not a particularly appealing spawn area, to be honest. I don't see any curiosities or food in sight. This isn't great territory to start city or anything like that. Perhaps the only real benefit here is that all this stuff is 1 movement. Okay, so interesting. So I'm going to go for the food here. You usually want to try to grow as fast as possible. This is kind of like a dead end here, right? So this geyser here is 3 movement cost. So I'd have to like go down and grab that and then come back. And I don't want to waste movement. It's really important to move efficiently. And like right here, right, I could get up there, but then I'd have to come back down. Now here I only have 1 movement left, so it's really efficient to move on to the geyser on this turn. So I'm going to do that. So we're on the hunt for food. I'm just going to ignore that, like I said earlier. Looks like 2 movement cost. So I'm just going to get some vision and then hop down onto the river with my last movement here. Okay, so there's a sanctuary. It is mammoths, but I don't have enough people to really take on a mammoth quite yet. Getting unlucky with food here. I think I'm gonna head down in this direction. I haven't, okay, there's a deer. Okay, we'll go like this. Move as efficiently as possible and then attack the deer. So I'm going to move in this direction because I don't have any visibility. Whereas over here I have seen quite a large swath of land already without any anything to show for it, right? I'll just let this deer attack me. So when you're on defense, of course, you get slight combat strength bonus. Okay, so we'll take the plus 20 food. We'll break this guy off, who will go collect that there. Now this mammoth is back, and we do have 2 tribe people. So what's the best angle to go from here? Maybe like this. But see, what I want is to get up on this high ground here. Or defend from that high ground, really. But only give the mammoth 1 point of access to my units. I don't want to split them up. Suppose this is going to be the best I can do from here. So we'll attack from there, and going to deploy on the high ground. Okay, so we'll do this from the start, just so the elephant can't go up and around. Okay, so he's there. So we're going to move that guy there, this guy here. And yeah, I have +1 combat strength with the adjacency from my other guy, so I'm just going to go ahead and take these attacks. I'd like to kill him on this turn if possible, so that I can actually move these guys on the next turn. There we go. And I'm going to explore this way first. I was kind of hoping that maybe another mammoth would spawn. Oh boy, okay, Mammoth City down here. I think I could probably take this mammoth too this turn, even though one of my guys is slightly damaged. I guess they're both slightly damaged. Is this looking like an okay spot to maybe found a city? I'm not seeing any particularly appealing spots in other locations yet. Okay, let's come down here. Attack this mammoth. This is high ground right here. Wow, there's a ton of mammoths down here. Holy crap. This could end up being a very strong start here. I'm just going to go like that. So that's a comment on the size of the combat area here, but it's a relatively normal sized combat area. Thought it extended all the way around that mountain. So I'm going to distribute the damage a little bit onto this guy. There we go. Now I have another tribe person here. And I'll think about breaking a guy off here to join this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then here I want to send this guy. Yeah, let's go up. Oh, whoops. That was a mistake. I didn't realize there was 3 movement to move onto that, onto the crater. Oh well. And then I'm going to send this guy kind of up in this direction to gather some of this stuff. Not committing to dropping an outpost yet. I kind of want to see what's along the river over here, which I would be able to do a turn sooner if I paid attention to the movement point cost of things. I'm going to back these guys up. Okay, I'm going to let the mammoth come to me. I'm going to take these attacks while it's on the river and has combat strength penalties. Okay, luckily for me it's staying on the river. It could have easily moved over to that spot there, but didn't. Alright. 19 food, okay. Ooh, Mount Kilimanjaro. +5 food on farmers' quarters. Might be kind of useless in this terrain. However, it has the +5 knowledge, +5 influence, as well as the extra stability. There's also a marble in that territory. Let's grab this really quick. I'm going to break off this lowest health one to kind of come down in this direction. Go ahead and just pillage the sanctuary. We're not going to be staying in this era forever, right? And there's just been a wave of spawns. Yeah, I have some decent luxuries here. Wouldn't be so bad to get the Nubians, honestly. I don't know if the Zhou could be an option. So I've noticed that VIP, obviously it's a lot harder to maintain stability. I found the Zhou to be really quite strong. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts just on the balance in general. Egyptians are not an option if I went over here. That's good to know. I found that merchants are significantly stronger. Sort of productive cultures like the Egyptians seem a lot weaker to me than in the base game, which is kind of warranted. I almost feel like it's been overdone, and I couldn't put my finger on why exactly, but we'll talk a little bit more about that as we play the game. And again, that could just be my perception based on my very limited time playing. So I think we can go for this mammoth here. Obviously, we don't want to start on the river. Okay, I was worried it wasn't going to come to me. Okay, perfect. Move there. And take both of these attacks. And then it'll suicide itself. There we go. So we got the Hunter Star. Yeah, it's not really ideal terrain. I'm going to go for the defense cost. This lethargic, this -1 land movement speed is a big impact, especially when you're trying to explore in the early game, so I'm not going to worry about that. 6 and 16 there. Oh, there's a river here. 2 movement here. Okay, I can still get on the river from here. 8 and 16. That's a little more what I'm looking for. Yeah, let's just drop that outpost there. I can use influence to move it later. And shit, the Nubians got taken. Go figure. That really sucks. I don't think the Harappans would be great here. So obviously a lot of the cultures were rebalanced with VIP. So Harappans, you get +1 food on river and +2 food per farmer. Farmers don't consume food anymore, which is a good change. But one of the best things about the Harappans was their legacy trait, which gives basically +1 food on any tile producing food. And you don't have that anymore. There's like a decent amount of river. That would be a pretty interesting Confucian school there if the Zhou were available, which they're not. I really prefer having an output-oriented culture in the first era, unless I have already discovered someone. Like, the Mycenaeans would probably be fine here. Babylonians. Are the Phoenicians still available? I don't really have great water for them, I feel like. Sumerians? Let's see. I don't know. So with their revised era stars, actually I don't have the last oh no, it's 1 movement away. That's too bad. Actually, maybe these guys can get it. Yeah. Okay, alright. So, whoop, wanted to separate you, thank you. There we go. Let me pick that first. Probably go for the astronomy legacy traits, the extra science. Let's take out this deer while I think about who I want to pick for the ancients. Keep getting that defense bonus here. Okay, it should kill itself. There we go. Barely survives. Got a little bit of influence from that. Alright, back to selection. I don't love my astronomy house placement options here. Is kind of the main thing holding me back from picking them. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Mycenaeans, to be honest. Like, I'm kind of having the same problem justifying the Olmecs, right? Which is that the Olmec heads are really good in areas where you have a decent amount of food, but I have, like, mixed food and production. The Harappans are kind of going to have the same problem with the canal network, right? And the Hittites, I'm not close enough to anyone to really make use of the Hittites. So to me, the Mycenaeans are actually the most sensible option. And that's almost exclusively because of the Cyclopean fortress. So it counts as the Maker's Quarter, and I think just as importantly, it provides stability, right? And stability is very important in VIP, it seems. So I think I'm going to go for the Mycenaeans, which is an odd option, having not found anyone. But at the same time, it does give me a little bit of leeway to build up a little bit before I need to start churning out my Promakoi. Alright, start taking care of these sanctuaries for the extra gold. I'm going to combine these guys down here. I bet it'll come to me if I go up here. Yep. So, also, I don't know, I know a lot of people are surprised by this, but animals don't get high ground bonuses. So, if you attack an animal on high ground, it's not going to have any combat strength related effect. So don't worry about high ground. You can treat it as no difference to just a normal attack if you're attacking an animal that's on higher terrain than you. All right, let's get Mikane. I'm going to disband that Pathfinder for population right away, and there's part of me that wants to put it. Let's explore a little bit. I feel like that maybe makes more sense. But that has some science there. I can get some science quarters in that area later. This one, because I will attach this territory to Mikane, right? So that's going to give me an extra 3, 5, 7. So this seems like it's probably the most efficient spot. Let's see, this one, I've got +4. Gives me 1, 2, 8. So really either one of those spots. So really if I could go here as well, which will grab all that once I attach this territory here, and leaves the river open to be exploited by a food-based district later. So I think that makes sense. Okay. I'm not going to start with city defense. I'm going to start with, whoops, I meant to go for calendar, not domestication. I'm going to start with calendar simply because there are quite a few luxuries here. So it'd be good to get those up and running quite early in the game. And to break this low health guy off and head back to town. And I'm actually going to put him on science, I think. Oh, Mount Rorama. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it. Rorayama? I've never really thought about it before, to be honest. I believe it's in South America, like, it's in, is it Chile, maybe? I can't remember. Or like Peru, somewhere in there. Okay. So what I'm thinking is maybe we end up with a second city up here, kind of along this river, that maybe like this 3 territory area here, right? Because this gives +3 industry per worker, and that would be quite good. I've noticed that in VIP, well, I've noticed a lot of things about VIP. One of those things being that your scaling is going to rely a lot more on filling your slots as opposed to having a lot of districts. And the scaling happens slower as well, I feel like. I feel like in the base game, a lot of it comes in like the early modern era. And here you don't really start scaling up until maybe the industrial, really, is what it feels like. Though just scaling across the board, even in like ancient and classical, does feel slow as well. Okay, so I'm going to reduce that create outpost cost. That's kind of what I've been waiting for here. See, I'm actually going to go on the river. So that'll be my territory that I'm going to attach to Mycenae relatively soon. Bring this guy back and disband. And this guy, I'm actually going to put on science. Meanwhile, keep exploring territory here. Okay. Go ahead and take out this deer for some money. I also realize I have another civic that I can choose. Let's take a look here. So this is obviously very different. So I can reduce the attach outpost and absorb city cost, or I can get access to some of these repeatables as well as some other effects. So just a +5 faith. I'm going to go for the reduced attach cost for now. Just because I haven't met any neighbors yet, so I'm anticipating attaching like a decent number of districts. It'll save me some influence. It's really the key consideration here. So ebony and saffron, both decent luxuries. The luxuries have kind of been rebalanced, right? So it's normally +3 and +3 in the base game. Here it's the +1 for ebony on main plaza and +3 per ebony on an administrative center. And if I'm not mistaken, the scaling of that has been reduced in VIP as well. In that you get progressively less benefit from each additional luxury that you possess. Right, I also have Kilimanjaro there. I need to remember that. So maybe this is my like starting 3 territories for my city. Okay, so this is the Bantu here, which, yeah, sorry buddy, you're kind of my target of aggression, I'm afraid. So I'm going to put this guy on industry. Go ahead and kill this deer. So I'm high ground, I'm on a river, but the high ground cancels out the river. It's a net +1, so it's fine to stay up here. Right. Thinking about... See, I don't really have enough food to support another person. I guess I could make them a farmer. Maybe I kind of want to send them up this way, because I want this guy to explore, but I want someone kind of available to drop that outpost when I need it. So I'm going to let him heal for now. And we're going to go straight for city defense now that I've kind of found a close neighbor that I can beat up. I'm going to go ahead and buy that Cyclopean Fortress just so I can start work on my next stuff. It's not great returns on the farmer's quarter there. We'll probably be relying on this area up here for some of our food. And we might need a harbor this game as well, honestly. Let him pillage the sanctuary while I wait for some more influence. Okay. A not promising terrain to explore there. white again. Go for distribute. So 1 turn on this. Going to influence purchase some of these. So the dye is the most important one. And the mammoth moved onto my onto my luxury, so I can't influence purchase it. Let's take care of this guy. I'm gonna let him come to me. Yeah, I thought he might go down there. Should have moved him up there. It was a bit of a lapse in judgment. Not really a big deal. We're just fighting wildlife here after all. There we go. And now I should be able to purchase that one. Great. Alright. Keep exploring up here. Grab those curiosities. Curiosities make a really, really big difference in the early game. And that deer got in my way, because of course it did. I'm actually not going to attack there. Simply because I'm out of my territory now, so I don't have any options to heal. And the AI do really like attacking scouts, in my experience. So I want to make sure my guy survives. Okay. And you'll battle this again. Start like down here, I guess. They have a combat strength penalty on that terrain? I think they do. Maybe not. Okay. Next up, irrigation would be kind of welcome for the extra food. Which one is... Yeah, okay. I thought it was building that one. But the mammoth is just blocking the ghost on the ebony. I'm going to want Promakoi soon. Let's go for an attach here. That'll increase my industry as well as provide some extra food. Thinking about where the city will eventually expand to. These are both about equal, but this one will give me more options for increasing my sort of net benefit from the Cyclopean Fortress later. Actually, thinking about this, I'm going to go ahead and disband this guy. I want a farmer in here, I think. Oops, only meant to move one there. Well, I am misclicking all over the place. My eyes are not following my hand here. Okay, let's go for carpentry. I'm actually going to prioritize like this, I think. How many turns can I get that down to? 2? Let's do that. Let's grow in 2 turns, and then we'll move back on to science. Village's Sanctuary for some gold. Oh, there's silk up here. So silk would be quite good for me. That extra industry on Maker's Quarters. Let's see. I think starting on the river makes sense. Just do it right there. Oh, there's a porcelain here too. Yeah, this would have been a very good area for the Nubians. It is a little lacking in food. But that's okay. Yeah, still 2 turns on that. That's fine. Nice, another curiosity. Okay, get carpentry from that. And there's another player here, it looks like. So this is going to be a somewhat competitive area up here, I think. So I'm going to maybe send my scout up in that direction, and I'll start claiming those in the near future. Has some nice rivers in this area. A lot of growth potential. Just trying to keep an eye open for I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to keep an eye open for like potential contingencies in case the places that I want to settle get taken. So like getting something in here would be a pretty aggressive play. I'd be sandwiched between two people, but there's a lot of potential for the growth of a city in this area because all the rivers running through provide a lot of food. And this like mixed terrain here that has it has a lot of the food from the river and then a lot of industry surrounding. Just a good mix of tiles, I feel like. Gives you a lot of options and flexibility. Masonry would be okay for me. I think I need to start going towards organized warfare, possibly. Do I even have horses? There's horses up here, but otherwise there's no real benefit for that. Maybe I go irrigation and then bronze working and organized warfare. I would just want that extra growth from irrigation. Okay. Take one off there. That -2 food from that, but what I'll do is start on the Promakoi. So I need to use and refuse that. Gonna have to use up a population anyway, so I might as well do it if I'm going to. Okay, now I'm distracted thinking about this non-aggression pact. Man, my mind's all over the place. So I need to use up this population anyway if I'm going to lose people, right? I'm going to accept that. See if he'll trade luxuries. Okay. So the Phoenicians starting in the middle of the continent are pretty much a non-threat. I want to focus my attention on one person at a time, so that's why I took that non-aggression pact for now. Can always change my focus later. 113 for that spot. Yeah, I wouldn't mind claiming that area in there. I mean, it's going to kind of give them the silk. Here's my problem. I feel this is a much better place for a city in here, like these sets of, or this set of territories. But this has a lot more of the luxuries. And I don't want to count on just being able to steal them off the Phoenicians later. Go for adapt. I don't want to pay all that gold. And just hope I don't get too bad of an outcome. Okay, another player there. The Egyptians, all right. So I'm going to grab both of these luxuries as well. All right, I think I'm going to prioritize getting the luxury resources, honestly. I really like to see what kind of terrain they have up there, because like I do want to take this player out, but like their terrain kind of sucks, right? Like they don't have great industry, so it's going to have really limited production capabilities in there. Yeah, we'll let them build the fortress first, I guess. I really need science outputs. Okay. Okay, there's irrigation. I'm going to finish that Cyclopean fortress by buying it, and we'll set that as our spawn here. It's just a little closer to the player that we're going to target. And yeah, they've already claimed this terrain here. So I think going up in this direction is the right choice. Let's get a move on with this guy. Whoop. Start exploring. Okay, those guys are peaceful, thankfully. I'm rethinking if this is exactly what I want. I think this guy, I can survive this by just sitting here, possibly. I guess they have 2 rounds because of the number of people. We'll just tie him up for a while. So, just like looking at the terrain around here, Byblo seems like it's a much higher probability of having good terrain and being a city that I would actually want to keep. I have my doubts about actually being able to develop this city here. Go for the Defiant just to move along that axis towards Liberty, which gives me that extra influence outputs that I will need. Going to do a structure like this. I would normally go for 2 archers, but I think with the Promakoi, they're really quite strong, so I'm good with getting 2 of them. I think I should maybe claim this territory up here first, just so I have access to these luxuries here. I'm going to use this guy to try to scout out my opponents a bit. It seems like the terrain there might be kind of hard to move across. I'm a little worried about that. Could attach. Will increase district costs again. I can get 12 industry from Lumberyard already. It's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and attach. It's going to speed up the production of my Promakoi here. It gives me another option for my Cyclopean Fortress, which is quite strong. 15 industry from that now. Did I make that first? Probably not. I think I want my army first. I want to strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. Go ahead and get rid of that encampment there. Okay, aggressive culture just spawns there. Yeah, I feel like these guys secure me. They kind of secure me my flank, right? So I'm actually going to cancel that non-aggression pact. I feel like I want to go after them, and I don't have to worry about like a ton of units or something from Phoenicians who aren't even coastal. I can... that was a mistake, actually. I was thinking I could go up there, but I wasn't paying attention to where my flag is deployed. It's fine. They didn't even go for my flag anyway. Your choice. Okay. Alright, so let's grab army composition, which is going to give some extra combat strength to my units, because I'm going to start needing them soon. Kind of wonder if I should like grab a spot down here and create another city in this area. I don't think it's a bad idea. Because if I take another city, it's going to really increase the cost of settling my own city. I don't hate that option. I do feel like in VIP it's a little more important to get a reasonably early second city. I can't explain why exactly, but I do feel like that's the case. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop an outpost there. Okay, a little late for the wonder can be claimed thing. I'm going to go ahead and retreat from that. I'm going to make all those demands. Thankfully my units can heal here since I just put that outpost down. Start moving in that direction. Still working on bronze working. We're going to have to go into organized warfare after that. And let's put my one guy in science. Okay. See, in theory, I'm upset about this. This one's a little bit of a threat. I'd really prefer to have this territory to attach to Mycenae, given the position of my Cyclopean fortress. I don't really want to go over 3 territories at the start, though. I think it just increases the cost of districts too much. Actually, let's hold off on that until I get my my flood irrigation going. What's this? Yep, this is fine. I have high ground here. So, the thing about the AI being really aggressive towards your scouts like this is that it gives you a lot of grievances, which makes it easier to declare war, but also has the effect of that I'm going to get more stuff when I win that war, right? No, absolutely not. Yeah, so here they go again, attacking me. So I want to deploy in positions where they're not going to have any strategic advantage when they attack. I'm actually going to move off the flag here. They will pretty much always go on the flag if it is available to them. But by doing so, they put themselves on the river, which makes them much weaker. Pretty much equivalent to the units that I have. There we go. They'll heal up a bit. Hopefully these guys don't attack me. Okay, I don't think it's going to be realistic for me to get an outpost up there, but we will see. I still don't have great vision of what this terrain is like. That's going to be my main difficulty getting up to Byblos. Okay. Might need some more units down here, but see if they'll give me those. They will not. Sometimes if you make those demands, the AI will just turn it over. Yeah, have to retreat from that. So I might end up in a dual conflict here, which is not ideal, but not much I can do about it. So I want to hold on to my influence for now. I'm going to retreat this scout for the time being. I'm going to need 160, I think it is. Yeah, to found that outpost, or to found that city. Not found the outpost. Move one at a time here. Okay, so they founded another city there. Probably have to pillage that city at some point. I'm going to go for another on science. Oh, I saw another. There we go. I was about to complain about how I won't have enough influence for 2 more turns. I was going to miss the threshold by 2, but now I have enough to found my city, which I'm going to do immediately. Start with the Cyclopean Fortress. Don't have any people in here yet, obviously. Looks like I should be able to get up this way. Keep making those demands. And make that demand. Yeah, I'm going to have to be quite aggressive this game, which is going to be hard in that I don't have the food income at the moment to support a particularly large army. What's it called? The flood irrigation is helping quite a bit. It's going to make a big difference. I just want to get back to my territory. Please leave me alone. Okay. Okay. So let's give a quick save here, just in case combat or something bugs out. I'm going to declare war on the Phoenicians. For some reason, oh, there's a bridge there or something. Hopefully I can just yoink their capital out pretty much in one turn. We'll see. I'm going to let them move. Minimize that for a second. Let's grab that. Man, could they stop attacking me like this? It's so obnoxious. Just let me get back to my territory, man. I hate that they have perfect vision of everything that I do. Okay. Alright, so quickly. Great religion. I'm going to go for the +2 main plaza and +3 on administrative center. I am planning on having slightly larger cities this game since I'm creating a decent baseline here with decent stability baseline with the Mycenaeans. Okay, and then let's go ahead and attack Byblos. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna have to move this guy off that river at some point. Let's put him up here, maybe. So we can start like that. So at least here, regardless of where if he's attacked by someone, he'll be attacked sort of at equal strength. Basically, they have to attack him from a river. I'm a little worried about this guy right here, but I do want to take these first turn attacks. Well, I have the combat strength bonus from the Promakoi, because they have the champion, right, where they're stronger during the first round. So first round of combat, they're basically swordsmen. Let's see. What's the best one? Probably this one. I kind of have them surrounded. I'm not going to take that attack. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with the health of my units. I'm used to having 2 archers and 2 melee. It's a little different with the Mycenaeans just because of how strong the Promakoi are. Okay, there's Byblos. And they immediately found Sidon, of course, which is fine. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. So I'm going to have to be pretty careful about managing my city limit this game. Being 1 city over is not going to be that big of a deal. Kind of thinking about maybe canceling organized warfare for now. Let's grab these 2. And the reason for that is I was thinking I was going to get another army at some point, but I actually don't feel like I'm going to have 2 armies in the same place for a while. Actually, I would also like to get Wheel to get an envoy and start collecting some of this leverage so I can maybe get some of those stars. Let's retreat. Sure. That's annoying. It'll reduce my war support a little bit, but come over here. All right. Okay. I can't really afford to declare war at the moment. Kind of sucks to lose all those demands, but that's fine. I'll withdraw the demands. I can't afford another war. Not with my army up here. I'm gonna give them another turn to heal. Okay, let's get that copper. It's possible in the future I merge these 2 cities, but for now it's fine having these 2 separate cities. And yeah, we'll keep you on food. be nice to get an attached territory here. Kind of want to just get some infrastructure, I think. I think I'll be more efficient building things in attached territories. So what I'm going to do is do that. And I'm going to send a scout up here as well. That way it'll just stop the Phoenicians from kind of yoinking their city back with like a single scout rider or something. Which the AI loves to do quite frequently. A little worried about that army there. Make sure we have something we can fight back with. Just spawn it on the city, I guess. Yeah, 18 food's really not bad at all. Should get that and keep. Okay. Let's get this guy into the city here. Okay, it looks like it'll be an extra turn, unless they built... Nope, they haven't. Alright, no problem. And we're going to put you on science. Someone's already rocketing ahead on fame. That feels kind of typical in this particular game. In VIP, that's what I mean. That's very obnoxious that they did that. I'm gonna have to destroy that. Promakoi. I have 13 combat strength. I also have 13. What's the battlefield look like here? Not great, because I'd have to attack over a river. Okay, let's put you in Byblos. Take out Sidon. Archer can go up on the high ground, obviously. Envoys, huh? Okay, so I should be able to resolve that war next turn, and I can kind of focus my attention on the green player here. So they're using their special ability to convert my thing here. Yeah, let's go for 3 melee again. So I'll have my units up in time to take care of that. Okay, they moved off for some reason. That was bizarre. Okay, war resolution. Forced surrender. Give Byblos. So this is going to give me a massive stability hit if I take that. I'm kind of thinking I just... I don't know, I kind of want to wipe them out, honestly. Let's do that. I'm going to take a big stability hit for a turn here, but I am going to pillage. Learning has global benefits here while I'm pillaging it, so that's what I'm going to take. And... man. I'm going to put the stone rings down here. Just kind of... There are some benefits, like having your holy site near things now, but I don't think it's enough to like really warrant it, to be honest, to warrant like putting it in the middle of your city. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I suppose those will do. Obviously we're going to want that. Take out this here. Both of these are very valuable to my city, which is why I'm annoyed that they did those things. Okay, they're just going to do that right away. But this has more of the luxury resources. In fact, it has luxury resources, period, right? Whereas this territory has no luxury resources, but I would still consider importance for my city development. Really hurting on science at the moment. Let's move this guy to science. What are they attacking me with? Pioneers. So it would be nice if I could just like instant resolve and say stop attacking the other people. But if you instant resolve, your units are going to take like every attack that they possibly can. So sometimes you just have to... No, I'm pillaging your territory that you yoinked from under me. I'm not going to give you a non-aggression pact. Okay. Alright, so it'd be nice to be like dropping outposts down and that sort of thing, but I need this army back. Because I suspect this is going to flare up farther. However, this is a great opportunity to deal with one of their armies here. Right. Okay, this should be no problem for the Promakoi. This high ground's a little annoying here, but no big deal. Get someone up on even terrain there. Alright, so going to get the scout down here, and he'll be the one to start dropping some outposts for me. I'm going to buy that Cyclopean fortress. A few makers' quarters in here. These aren't really the best makers' quarters. They're okay. Okay, tech. Right, I've got the wheel. Let's sneak an envoy in after that Cyclopean fortress. And maybe writing, honestly. Let's grab writing. It'd be nice to get that infrastructure. That'll increase my science a bit. Okay. I just start picking up the territories that have... It's good enough. That have luxuries in them. Really? Where did this guy come from? Why is he here? So, the reason I'm annoyed about this is now I can't chase the units that were retreating. I need to do something like that, I think. So Cyclopean Fortress, I get some combat strength bonuses from being on or next to. But I need to maintain my front line here. However, if I move here, so their units, the chariots can't attack that, I think, because it's fortified. So my archers will be safe there. So just trying to make use of as much combat strength bonuses, as many combat strength bonuses as I can get my hands on. Unfortunately, that means I can't chase down that army, because that would be a fight I would very easily win. Keep pillaging that. Okay, so I have influence on main plaza. I'd really rather not have that. It's going to be a big stability penalty there. I'm kind of okay with that, though, because I am going to be getting some more luxuries here, and I am building these Cyclopean fortresses, which help with my stability. So I think I can kind of weather that storm while this converts to the appropriate religion. Just in case I need to build more units, it's a real possibility that I do. I'm going to go ahead and heal one of them. I think that I'll be fine without healing the other two. What in the world are they doing? Oh man, that's an obnoxious spot for a city. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to put this on expert. I'm going to prioritize science and then industry like that. I'll keep moving around people manually as I feel the need for that. For now, the science is definitely a priority. For manual. All right. Let's see. Right, learning in this mod pack is -10 science, which makes sense because this whole decision never made sense in the base game. Some of the events are just really weirdly balanced. See if I can... Man, going to war with them is going to be a massive pain. I'm going to lose war support really quickly. Of course, they showed up with an army. Really annoyed at how this area panned out for me. So the thing is that they have a ton of cultural influence over me at the moment. There's nothing I can really do about it. But it means I'm going to have a timer on my war score. It's going to tick very, very quickly. Should finish these, to be honest. Otherwise, it's just going to become hopeless in terms of getting my own religion. Draw. Okay, I could go up an era. Definitely still have some potential in this era. I don't think it's quite time yet. Achaemenids are perhaps appealing. Mayans might be as well. We'll see once we get there. Not ready to think about that quite yet. No. Go away. Let's grab that silver there. Let's see, can I get that stone rings down to 1 turn? I just want to be in a position if I... Let's see. No, I don't really want that one. I have a ton of stability in my capital, though. That can eat those pretty easily at the moment. Okay, Axumites have been taken. It's going to be a real struggle trying to get a religion. Not sure if it'll be possible, to be honest. Might just have to live with the AI religion.
An enormous...
Actually, I think... No, go that way. Of course they don't have controlled me. Okay, let's see if we can get something up here. Really like to get that silk. I'm just worried about this guy. They retreated. A little lost what to do with that city at the moment. Make sure you have organized warfare. It's only 2 turns for that. And they are coming after these scouts hard. I don't get it. It's just non-stop. Alright. I think this direction makes more sense. It gives them a lot more river on their side of the battlefield that I can exploit. Okay. They do have a guy coming from the rear, so I need to be aware of that. I'll just block him like that. Go for... okay, that guy is building cover, apparently. That guy has the lowest relative combat strength, so we'll focus on this one. He's going to try to go around my back. So let's reposition like that. I actually think that these guys can take 1 hit from the pioneers. Do they not have a... Huh. That's not a finished district here, but they don't have a penalty regardless. I thought they would have a penalty from being on river, being where they are. But apparently not. They got their archers. Move like that. See, the pioneers there are even less threatening than I thought they were. Just hold the flag there. Great. Alright. That's their army basically dealt with. Considering taking that? Actually, I think I'm going to. That'll help with my faith output. Maybe help me get a religion going. Things are looking a little bit better in that respect, at least. Yeah, won't be able to get there in 1 turn regardless. I think I'd go for a war declaration this turn. I'm going to have -5 ongoing. Oh, hello. Alright. You know, gotta be honest, I am normally an aggressive player, regardless. I hate when they try to control me like this. I mean, it's a smart thing to do, it's the right thing to do, it's just annoying how often it happens sometimes. I am normally an aggressive player. But I have not been as aggressive with VIP for a variety of reasons. And I wasn't expecting to be this aggressive this game. I do feel a little behind in some respects. Keep getting some of this infrastructure. Them claiming this land is really, really hurting me, to be honest. That's not a great attack there, just because of the lands that we'd be starting on. Let's see. I'm going to pick that up. Also going to pick this up. Mostly for the homeland axis. Homeland axis? Homeland. Trying to speak a little weirdly there. That'll give me some extra combat strength, which will be appreciated. Could they move their units, please, so I can get my guys out of there? Yeah, I'm gonna retreat from that. I already have unfavorable terrain in that area, so... Manual battle. Do you have high ground here. Is that high ground as well? Can't really tell if that is elevated. It looks like it is, compared to down here at least. Let's deploy like this for now. I think I'd like to retreat up onto this area though, unless they do that and I can kill their archers. Oh man, okay. Easy fight. Yeah, that's a rear attack. Okay. They apparently have another unit that's going to come to the slaughter. Just fine with me. Let's see, do I get a rear attack there? No, but I do have high ground, which is good enough. Alright. No, I don't want your silly civics choices, thank you. And, okay, they claimed that. Excellent, excellent. Okay, what's the likelihood I get any more stars? I only need 2 more growth. Doesn't seem particularly likely, to be honest. Unless I do, yeah, even like that, that's 3 more turns. I'm really looking to take my next culture. Pretty sad I couldn't even get 1 agrarian star, to be honest. So kind of going down the tech tree, but I don't, like, neither of these are vital techs for me. I'd prefer to be researching techs farther up in the tree. So I think I'd just take a relatively poor ancient era in terms of stars and select my next culture here. I have a few options. I'm gonna give a quick save here. So the Greeks would be nice to catch up a bit on science. The Celts, I think, could be kind of okay for me, actually. Mostly, so the Nemetin, that +3 food per number of attached territories would be nice to help my outputs. I am planning on having somewhat larger cities. Actually, speaking of, I'm considering attaching this. That's 2 and 4. Let's move that there. I'm considering attaching this simply so I can build another Cyclopean fortress. I'm going to do that. The Cyclopean fortress, in my opinion, is one of the best districts in the ancient era. Okay. And unless I buy it out, which I don't think I can do, I'm going to need a turn of production in that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put at least a turn of production to that Cyclopean fortress.
Come over here.
Oops. I'm going to go ahead and pay to heal my frontline units. I'm not as worried about the archers. I think I can maintain a reasonable line. And I still want to get over to that territory there. Whatever, just can't do anything about that. Annoying how often they chase units. But.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, they're attacking me. My reinforcements in. I actually don't mind this. It means the thing about when they attack you like this is that it separates their city defenses from like their actual real units. So when I go to siege their city now, I'm not going to have to deal with real defenders. It actually makes my life a lot easier when they attack me like this, so I really don't mind. Put them right there. Just see if some adjacency bonuses. See if I can kill this spearman this turn. There we go. Okay. Then... I think I'm going to put it under siege, and then wait a turn to reinforce. Need one more for a growth star. I think I can wait one more turn for that. How am I on the science, actually? We need another 100. What am I producing at the moment? 77. Could I get up to 100? That would... I don't think I can. 89. Not quite enough. So we need another 2 turns for that. Don't know why I went to that territory. What I want is this one. Just gonna drop it in place. Kind of as far away from these guys as I can get it. Okay, so if I give it 2 turns, basically, that's 2 more stars. 3 more stars, because that would be another influence star as well. Still, okay, I do think that's worth it. Let's grab the stoneworks. That's a crazy amount of production. Let's make sure we get the House of Scribes. I will want the forge eventually, but it's not critical. Why in the world would it like that? Okay, I do think that VIP probably has some bugs that I think have been fixed in the base game, and stuff like that is one of them, right? I don't get 12 industry from that. Not even close. Okay. The barracks probably be useful. Actually, something I've come to realize is that money is really quite important in this mod. So I think I'm going to get to work on an early market quarter or 2. And the reason that money is so important is upgrade costs on your units are substantially more expensive. What's this? Leadership? Excellent. Okay, there's my +1 city cap. Do you want to claim that territory? I'm just going to drop in place. You can always move it with a pretty trivial amount of influence later. And let's go for an assault here. I know I said I was going to pick a culture like an age ago. They have some reinforcements. Not too big of a deal. It's the shortest path here. I think my archers, because they're going to be on low ground anyway, just move them down here. Bring that archer in. Bring a nice healthy Promakoi up here. Start taking some shots. I think my strategy here is to just focus everything on taking their flag and not really worrying about trying to kill all their units. Let's move that guy out. Keep him up. She could have done that slightly more efficiently. Could have moved that guy first. He has some adjacency bonuses, but it's no big deal. Okay, and now I just have to hold on to this flag. Okay, you guys are in danger. Don't really need them at this point. I'll just move them out of danger. Go ahead and take out those archers since they're vulnerable. One less unit to deal with later. There we go. Got that city. Which also means I got some luxuries here, which is a nice little bonus. So I'm now faced with a decision of, do I want to go for the capital, which is probably more important to them, or do I want to go for this city, which I would raise and then probably attach to Gnosis, or maybe vice versa. This probably has less infrastructure though. That would probably be a better contributor to my empire overall, right? And I think I want to go for Parsa, which means they have probably taken the Achaemenids, yeah. Okay, so that's not an Achaemenids are not an option anymore. One more turn for the Science Star. And then I think I take my next culture. Might actually start putting, if I have any spares, okay, I don't need that many people on science anymore. At least not for this turn. I'm going to start putting like a handful of people on money. I do need a little bit of a stockpile for like when I unlock swordsmen and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so end the turn. I'm going to let them garrison here. I think this army should be sufficient to deal with Parsa. Oh. I'm not quite sure what they just did. Seems like I might need another army here. Okay, so let's. Do I want? Oh man. Okay, I need to think. Having the Achaemenids would have made my life a lot easier. I'm legitimately considering if I want to keep the city or not. I don't think I do. The thing is, I mean, is this city worth keeping? I'm not convinced it is. Like, these makers' quarters are garbage. I'm not convinced that's worth keeping. Parsa I'm going to sack and attach to Gnosis. I do get +1 city cap here, so the question is whether or not I take the city, and I don't think I'll have the war support to do that, right? Because I'm not going to get any territories for free from demands. I think I still... Here's what I'm going to do. This is going to end up attached to something else at some point. I'm going to just buy that Cyclopean fortress. That way it's... When I pillage the city, that'll still be a Cyclopean fortress when I later, like, develop something down here into a city, right? So I'll still have that relatively powerful garrison slash maker's quarter there. Just let you stay there. Okay, nothing threatening coming my way. I'm going to perhaps think I got a couple extra units. Let's just go double Promakoi here. I have 68 science, and I did get my science star. Yeah, okay, all right. A lot of things to think about here. All right, so now I want to think about who I'm picking, and I just want to give a quick save here. I often forget to do that, and I sometimes need to like go back and grab like screen captures and that kind of stuff for the channel. Anyway, so I think there are several pretty decent options. It's not the Han, I don't think. So I'm gonna just not enough grievance stuff. Actually, I wonder. Perfect. So, oh, that should have given me that star. I just got 10 leverage, unless it's only leverage that you pick up. Oh, it's collect a total. Okay. I actually didn't realize that. I thought you could get leverage from renouncing demands, but apparently literally the only way to get that is from envoys. That seems a little weird to me. I don't think there's going to be enough leverage. Part of that reason, right, is I've already knocked out a player, so that's one less player on my continent that I'm generating leverage against, right? And I'm already at war with another player, so I'm not like generating nearly as many grievances. So my grievance generation is going to be really severely limited, which means there's less leverage to pick up. So I don't think the Han are a great option. Greeks are good. Hoplites are a little nerfed in this mod pack. But obviously Socratic methods, as well as the amphitheater, strong as ever, and as well as being able to research in the next era. The Celts are interesting because they have that +1 food on tile producing food and a 25% discount on farmer's quarter costs, which is strong. Also, the Nemeton is quite good. I think it's baseline probably the best part about the Celts kit, even in the base game, which is that +3 food per number of attached territories. But I think in VIP it's a little enhanced because the slots are a little more important to fill. So I am considering the Celts as an option. The Gazzetti are also quite cheap to build, which means I can kind of swarm. This may end up being a very aggressive game. And I do have a discount on unit production costs as the Mycenaeans, right? I don't think this is the game for the Goths. I have one horse. Don't know if I have iron. Also, I have no reason to just be like sacking stuff. I feel like the sacking strategy is a strategy you use when you're behind, rather than just like taking territory. Nazca could be interesting. I do have a wonder here, Mount Kilimanjaro, so I could get 2 emblematic districts there. I also have the Mount Rarama up here. I think those are the only 2 I've discovered so far. But that's more than you would usually have at this point in the game, in my opinion. And then, of course, the Romans are also an interesting possibility with the Praetorian Guards and the Triumphal Arch, especially now that it counts as a Commons Quarter. It's not bad. Honestly, my favorite to play this patch, or not this patch, but in this mod pack, has been the Actimites, actually. I feel like they're probably one of the best money-generating cultures. And money, as I've mentioned, is quite important. I kind of skipped over the Maya with that +2 industry per worker, as well as the Kuna with the extra industry per attached territories. I think the question is how much I want to lean into industry. I do think that's a valid option here, and especially with changes to like line of sight on ranged units, the javelin units aren't nearly as weak as they normally are. So I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of time to think about which of these cultures I'm going to play for the next era, and will sort of reveal the final choice at the very start of the next episode. So thanks for tuning into this one. I think it's been a bit of an interesting, a little bit of a chaotic start, and we'll see how it develops over the course of the game. So see you then.